Hi, I'm Martha. Welcome to Essential Somatics. Today I'd like to have you experience what the three stress reflexes that we talk so much about in somatic education, what they really feel like in your body and how they show up. So, sensory motor amnesia shows up within three very predictable universal brainstem reflexes. And guess what? Your cat, the elephant at the zoo, a dog, a bird, a giraffe, they all have the same brainstem reflexes in their brain and they all respond to stress the same way. So let's do it. Stand on up and let's recreate these together so you have a real experience of what happens when you respond to stress. Now, the first reflex is called the Landau Response, or as Thomas Hanna called it, the green light reflex, because it's a mobilization, a call to action. And here's what happens. If you all of a sudden realized, what am I doing watching this video? I'm supposed to be somewhere else. Your back muscles would contract. Do this with me. Your back muscles would contract and arch. Your shoulders would pull back. Your chin would tuck in, your buttocks would contract, and your feet would turn out. And you'd be ready to move forward. Feel what's tight in the back of your body and slowly release and let everything go. Oh, it feels good to let that go, doesn't it? So let's do that one more time. You say, oh, I've got to get something done. And your back muscles contract, your buttocks contract, your shoulders pull back, your chin tucks down. You're like a soldier at attention. Now take a walk and see what that feels like. And notice how little movement there is in your rib cage. There's no movement in your shoulders. And slowly melt out of that. Okay, that's one reflex, the green light reflex. The second one, very, very primal. It's called the Startle Response, or Thomas Hanna called it the red light reflex because it stops all action. So if all of a sudden you heard this loud bang that scared you, here's what would happen. Do this with me. Loud bang. Oof, your belly would tighten. Rib cage and pubic bone come together. Shoulders up. Head inward and forward. Arms roll inward. Elbows bend a little bit. And your knees even knock inward. You're protecting your vital organs. And slowly come on out. Take a nice breath and relax. Let's do that one more time. Imagine something scares you. You stop breathing. Rib cage and pubic bone come down in towards the center, shoulders up, face forward, knees come in, elbows bend slightly, and your arms roll inward. This is what you look like. Take a walk. And notice what that feels like. And while you're at it, take a nice breath in. And notice how this restricts your breath. And slowly come on out of it. Some of you might be giggling right now, realizing, oh my gosh, I'm like that all day long. But who does this look like? This looks like our archetype of an old person. But really, I see teenagers and 30-somethings stuck in this posture as well. This is not so much an age-related posture, it's really an adaptation to stress. So, for those of you who are on your cell phone all the time, you're at the computer, you could get stuck in this reflex too, and it doesn't matter how old you are. So the third reflex is called the trauma reflex, and it's an instantaneous response to a loss of balance. Maybe you fall off a horse, you slip down the stairs, slip on ice. Maybe you have an accident or injury on one side, or maybe you're doing a one-sided activity like holding a baby on your hip or holding a big, heavy shoulder bag on one side. So what your brain does is it contracts one side of your torso tighter than the other side. Instantaneously, your pelvis goes out of balance, your shoulder girdle is out of balance, everything changes. So let's experience this together. So standing, just imagine that all of a sudden, so you stepped on something sharp. Take a load off that one leg, put it on the other leg. and notice what contracts instantaneously in the center of your body to protect that limb. Now, take a walk. And notice that that's what we call a limp, right? So an habituated trauma reflex, which means one side of your body is tighter than the other due to an injury, one-sided activity, it alters your gait and it can contribute to hip pain and shoulder pain and rib pain, neck pain. So again, these reflexes are all about the center of the body, the back, the front, and the sides. These big muscles that allow us to extend, flex, side bend, and rotate our spine for free and easy movement. We want to be able to respond to stress by moving forward, by moving back, by twisting or avoiding something. But we always want to be able to come back to neutral, to balance, and know that we can do that voluntarily. So from this brief exploration, check it out. Ask yourself, which reflex do you feel? Which one do I feel like I'm a little bit stuck in? Which one felt a little too familiar? So an essential somatic movement practice could be the first step on the road to teaching you how to regain your physical freedom so that you can move with freedom and ease for the rest of your life.